Hey guys, welcome to the video and welcome to Afro Coders Hub. Today I'm going to show you how to make these to-do lists in HTML, JavaScript and CSS. These to-do lists have basic functionalities like adding a to-do in the list and deleting the list off. So it can also handle multiple entries. You can add multiple to-do lists in the list, and you can also mark the to-dos as completed by clicking through one of the lists. So without further ado, let's just get started to the code. In the HTML file, let's go ahead and type the exclamation mark in case you didn't see what I do there. I just hit exclamation mark and then hit enter, so it will give me a little snippet of code. And in the title, go ahead and change the title to the to-do list or whatever you want to call it. And inside the body, I'm going to create a div and give it a class name of container. And inside this container div, I'm going to create an h1 tag, an h1 element, and inside I'm going to put the title, which is going to be to-do list. And after that, I'm going to create a form, and I'm going to remove the action because we don't need it, and I'll just give it an ID of to-do form. And inside the form, I'm going to have an input tag. It's going to be a type of text, and also this is also going to have an ID, which is going to be a to-do input, and we'll give it a placeholder of something you want to add as a placeholder to this input box. I'm going to give it add a to-do, and we'll have also a button with a type of submit. So this submit will be the part of the form. So when we hit submit, it's going to treat it as a form with the input. And after that, I'm going to add an ordered list with the ID of to-do list. We are not going to add anything in this. We are going to add the lists by using JavaScript. So let's see how this all is looking without any styling. As you can see, this is what it looks like, and it seems like we forgot to add text inside the button. I'm going to correct that. That's it. So let's go ahead and add some styling to it. Before that, we have to link the style.css file using this link tag. And while we're at it, let's also go ahead and add the script tag to link it with the script.js file. And after that, let's go and get started with the styling. So I'm going to open the style.css file and get started with the styling now. And first, I'm going to style the body tag. And for this body tag, I'm going to have a font family of Arial and a background color of this color code. And the display is going to be flex. And also justify content is going to be center. Align items, center. And the height is going to be 100 viewport height. And the margin is going to be 0. So the body will look like this. Without any styling, the elements have become on the center. So let's go ahead and get started with the other styles. And for the container, I'm going to use for this container div that we have set up that contains every element inside this to-do list. The background color is going to be this color code, a little bit more white than the background, so it can be distinguished. And the padding is going to be 10 pixel, 20 pixel. And border radius is going to be 5 pixel. And also box shadow will be this code. So it have a shadow of this color code. And the width is going to be 300 pixel with text line center. And the container is looking like this. So let's go ahead and style the h1 element. For the h1 element, I'm going to have a simple styling for it. Margin is going to be, margin bottom is going to be 20 pixel. And let's get started with styling with the form. This is the form as you see. So let's just get started. The display is going to be flex. And justify content is going to be space between. And also margin. Margin bottom is going to be 20 pixel. So as you can see, it's looking, we're styling it a bit. And after that, let's go ahead and style the input box. Before the button, we should style the input box. So let's delete this and write input. And the type is going to be text so that it can identify it. And for this input box, the flex scroll is going to be 1. Padding is going to be 10 pixel. The border is going to be 1 pixel and solid with this color code. And the border radius is going to be 5 pixel. Margin right is going to be 10 pixel. So it's looking nice now. And next for the button, we're going to give it some styling for its own. Let's go ahead and start with a padding of 10 pixel and 20 pixel. It's from the top and the bottom 10 pixel, from the right and the left it's going to be 20 pixel, and the background color is going to be this color code. It's a greenish color. And the color is going to be white, and border radius is going to be, the border is going to be none, and border radius is going to be 5 pixel. And also cursor is going to be pointer. And now it's looking very good. We're left with a little bit, we're left with just small things. The button hover is going to be the same color but a little bit lighter. So when you hover around it, it becomes a little bit light, so it's obvious. And I changed the color of the text, not the background color, so let me correct that. And the background color should change now, so it's working fine. And finally, we're going to add styling for the elements that can be added in the UL element, in the UL tag from the JavaScript. So we can't see the styling yet, but we can style it beforehand. So the UL is going to be list style type none, and the padding is going to be 0. And for the list we're going to create, the background color is going to be the following color code. So the margin bottom is going to be 10 pixel. And let's add a padding of 10 pixel as well. And border radius of 5 pixel. And list completed, which is going to be a class that's going to be added. The text decoration is going to be line through, so that we can, when we click on it, the line goes through the text, so it can be marked as completed. And also we can reduce the color a little bit, so it becomes grayish color. And also for a delete button we're going to create, the background color is going to be red, so you can use this color code. And also the hover for this delete button is going to be red but a little bit lighter, so we're going to adjust the color code a little bit. So you can copy this color code. So we're done now. The styling is over, so now we can go ahead and get started with the JavaScript. And to get started with the JavaScript, I'm going to create that script.js file, and inside this file, I'm going to write document.add event listener. The document is the general content, so as soon as it's loaded, I want to run this function. So the entire code is going to be in this function. First, I'm going to create a variable by the name of to-do form, and this to-do form is going to select the form element from the HTML file, the following form element. So I'm going to use document.getElement by ID and write the ID inside the quotation. And also I'm going to create another variable that's going to be to-do input. And for this, I'm going to use the ID that we gave to the input, the input box, which is to-do input. So I'm going to write this ID inside the quotation marks. And the third variable is going to be to-do list which the list is going to be put. That will be inside the unordered list. So we'll take this to-do list ID and put it inside this document dot get element by ID quotation mark. And after that, we're going to add an event listener for the to-do form. So the event is going to be submit. So when any text is written and submitted, it's going to run a function which takes the event. And inside the function, the first thing we do is going to prevent default. We're going to prevent the default. So e.prevent default will do that for us. And we're going to check if the to-do input have value in it. And if it does have a value, we're going to run this function called add to do. We're going to create this function later on, and we're going to pass a parameter for this function from the to do input dot value. So the text written in the input box is going to be passed to this function. And after that, the second thing we're going to do is clear the input box. So to do input dot value is going to be an empty string, so it can be emptied afterwards. And after this is completed, we're going to create a function add to do, which we used there, and we're going to give it a parameter of text node that is going to be received from the to-do text that's going to be received from the input box. So inside this, let's go ahead and create a to-do item variable, and that's going to be we're going to create an text node. We're going to create an element that is list element, and also we're going to create a text node using document.create text node. So it can create a text node by the value of the parameter we're going to use as to do text that is going to be fetched from the input box. In the to-do item, we're going to append the child, the text node. In the to-do item, we're going to append the text node as a child. So the text is inside the list. And now we're going to create a delete button that we've talked while styling, and we're going to use document.create element and button, so it can create a button. And for this button, we're going to add a text content of delete inside it, so it can show delete inside the button. And also for this button, we're going to add a class list. It's going to be a function, and class list dot add is going to be delete. So earlier that we set up the button dot delete class name, the style is going to be applied for this button. And after we set this up, we're going to go ahead and add an event listener to it. So when it's clicked, it will run this function, and in this function we're going to write to do item, which is a list that we've created earlier, and remove, so it can be removed when it's clicked. The to do item or the entire list is going to be deleted. And now we're done with the button, so we're going to append the button to the to-do list. So for the to-do item, so every item is going to have a delete button. And inside the to-do item, I'm going to also add an event listener, which can be which listens to the click event and runs this function, so that when it's clicked, it can be marked as completed as we styled it earlier. So we're going to add a class list to it. The class list is going to be completed. So inside the style, we have a completed style that have a text decoration of line through. So the to-do item is going to have a class list, and it's going to be toggled between on and off. So when you click it once, it will change the class name to completed, and when you click it another time, it's going to remove the class name completed, so you can go back and forth. And after that, we're going to add everything that we've been working on to the to-do list, to the UL tag we've seen earlier. So everything we've been working is on the to-do item. So now I think it will work. And let's type something. It does work. So as we can see, it's working completely fine, but the styling is wrong. So let's go ahead and correct the style. And inside the list tag, we will have a display of flex, and justify content is going to be space between. So the space between them can be corrected. Now it's fine. And as you can see, everything is working. When we click, the line through is working also, and we can delete it. So this is how you can make a to-do list using JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. And thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with a friend that might need it. And we'll see you in the next one.